Today we are going to talk about uh, under GST place of supply of goods, place of supply of goods, and there can be a question related to place of supply of goods and services. So to understand the place of supply of goods, we have categorized the transactions into five types: one, two, three, four, and five. So what is the importance of place of supply of goods? First and foremost, please understand that if there is a supply of goods or services, then if the goods or services attract GST, then we will levy GST on that. And to levy GST, we have to find out what kind of transaction it is, whether it is interstate supply of goods or services or intra-state supply of goods or services. So to understand whether a particular supply of goods is a interstate or intrastate, we should know thoroughly the concept of supply of goods. Because in case of intrastate supply of goods, we uh, we are going to levy. We are asked to levy IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. Whereas in case of intrastate supply of goods and services, we levy both CGST and plus SGST. So it's very important to identify whether the transaction, that is the supply of goods or services, is interstate or intrastate. Because of this, we will come to know whether it is a case of IGST or whether it is a case of CGST or SGST. Number one point. Number two point. Okay. In case of, for example, we have identified that a particular transaction is interstate, and the value of the goods which are being transacted are 10 lakh rupees. And assuming that the goods attract, the supply of goods or the goods in the subject matter attracts 28% rate of tax, that is GST. So we are going to levy IGST, which is 28% on 10 lakh rupees, which is 2 lakhs 80,000. So the customer will have to pay 12 lakhs 80,000. But on the other side, it is a, if it is a case of intrastate, then we are going to levy on this 10 lakh rupees of value of goods. That is, we will have a separate chapter on valuation of goods. And assuming that the valuation of the goods are 10 lakhs, then we are going to levy CGST, which is 50 percentage, that is 14 percentage, exactly half of 28 percentage, and SGST of 14 percentage. So 1 lakh 40,000 will go for, in the name of CGST, that is Central Goods and Services Tax, and the other 14%, that is 50% of 28%, will go under the head CGST. So you can look at the vast difference. So in this case, 50% will go to the central government and 50% of the tax collection will go to the state government. In this case, it is integrated GST. So to identify what type of tax we are going to levy, that is whether it is in 50% of CGST or SGST or a whole amount towards IGST, it's very important to find out whether it is an intrastate sale or a interstate sale. So that's fundamentally very important one. Number one. Number two. Number two is very important. I will just why the reason it's very important to talk about the place of supply. Why it's very important to talk about or understand and analyze place of supply of goods. Why it's very important. For example, in the previous class also I spoke about that particular transaction, but still I will give. For example, uh, Mr. X is there. He has come all the way from, for example, Bangalore, and he has come to Pune. Okay, in Pune, he goes and purchases from a retail outlet one computer or a laptop. Now it's a confusing state of affairs because this guy has come all the way from Bangalore, which is in Karnataka, and he has purchased some goods in Pune, which is in Maharashtra. Now, should I levy on this, whether this transaction is interstate or intrastate? For example, I assume or I understood by the face of it, it is interstate. But yeah, subsequently, because of the rules of place of supply of goods, if the goods are purchased across the counter and there is no movement of goods, I came to know that this is a case of a intrastate. Intrastate, that is, within Maharashtra it is purchased. So within Pune to Pune it is purchased. So both are in the same state. So we have mistaken in this case that we levied interstate, but it should have been the case of intrastates. So if we don't know the rules of supply of goods, place of supply of goods, then we are going to commit a blunder or a mistake, and eventually we are paying the wrong type of tax. So that's the reason it's very important to understand the type of sale, whether it is intrastate sale or interstate sale of goods or services, or sorry, supply of goods and services. And for this, the fundamental thing which everybody is expected to know is a deep and in-depth understanding of the concept called as place of supply of goods. Place of supply of goods. Place of supply of goods is a very important concept which helps us to find out whether it is a case of interstate or a intrastate. Now, to understand place of supply of goods, we have these five important elements. These five important elements. One is movement of goods is taking place. One is the movement of goods is taking place on the direction of the third person when there is no movement of goods, and we are having goods which are installed at a particular place or on the site and supply on board. So one, two, three, four, five are the situations or cases. So one is movement of goods. Two is there is no movement of goods. Three is on the direction of the third person I'm selling the goods or supplying the goods or services or goods. I will emphasize. And goods are assembled at a site and supply on board. So we are going to talk about place of supply under five different heads: one, two, three, four, and five. Okay. So in your examination, you have to write, or you, if you want to crack MCQs, it's very important to know each and every concept. Let's take a further plunge into our topic, place of supply of goods. So this is again gives a lot of information about place of supply of goods. Now this is heading one: supply involves movement of goods. Supply involves movement of goods. Number two is goods are supplied on the direction of the third person. Supply of goods doesn't involve movement of goods, and goods are assembled at site, and goods are supplied on board, that is on ship, train, or a bus or a aircraft. So these are the cases: one, two, three, four, and five. So in the first case, where there is a supply involves movement of goods, means movement of goods is taking place from one place to another place. The movement is of goods is taking place. So if there is a movement of goods from one place to another place, then the place of supply. What is the answer to the place of supply? Please don't get panic. I am going to talk about this particular concept under these headings one, two, three, four, and five with lot of examples. So once we are going into examples, I will make the concept very easy. So just pay your attention on understanding the concept. On understanding the concept. So first one is where the supply of movement of goods is supply of goods involves movement of goods. So supply involves movement of goods. So if there is a supply involves movement of goods, location of the goods at the time at which the movement terminates for delivery to the recipient is to be the place of supply. So I will give a small example later. Let me give the answer. As far as the answer is concerned, where the supplier involves movement of goods, location of the goods at the time which at which the movement terminates for delivery of goods to the recipient. So this is the answer. At the time when I take an example, you will understand. Goods supplied to a person on the instructions given by a third person. So in such a case, the place of supply is principal place of business of the third person who has given the instructions to supply goods to a other person, and address in registration certificate. So I will give some examples in the next slides about all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one is supply doesn't involve movement of goods. When there is no supply in the as far as the movement of goods is concerned, where there is a supply doesn't when supply doesn't involve movement of goods, then location of the goods at the time of delivery to the recipient is the place of supply. Next one is goods are assembled at a or installed at a site. If goods are assembled at site, then the place of supply is the place at which the installation of that particular machine or product is assembled is the place of supply. And goods supply on board or on vessel, on ship, on train, on aircraft or any vehicle, location at which such goods are taken on board will be the place of supply. So the answers are there, but the explanation or the examples are not there. So let's take small examples. This is very important. You can take a snapshot of this one. I'm going to upload this particular video on the recording session on the video, YouTube. Don't worry. So, so let's take the first instance. Let's take the first example. That is where the supply involves movement of goods. Where the supply involves movement of goods. Supply involves movement of goods, whether by the supplier or the recipient. See, Mr. X is there and Mr. Y is there. Mr. Y makes a call to X to supply some goods. So this guy will transport these goods to Mr. Y, or Mr. Y will come to Mr. X and purchase the goods and transport here to the place of Mr. Y. So the goods can be transported either by the supplier or the recipient. The place of supply of such goods shall be the location of the goods when the movement of goods terminates for delivery to the recipient. The please remember the ones which I have highlighted in red color is the answer. So, for example, Mr. X is there in Mumbai and Mr. Y is there in Hyderabad. Mr. Y is there in Hyderabad and Mumbai is in Maharashtra and Hyderabad is in Telangana right now. Okay, now Mr. Y calls Mr. X to transport some 10,000 laptops to supply 10,000 laptops. So this guy will is transporting these laptops from Bombay to Hyderabad. So the goods are starting, the transport starts here, starting point, and ends here. Means the movement of goods ends for delivery, terminates for delivery at the recipient at Hyderabad. Okay, so this is number 1 point. This implies that the place of supplier, or receiver is not important. Okay, they can be at the same place. Mr. X and Mr. Y can be on same place. On the instructions of Mr. Y, Mr. X is transporting goods to, for example, to Kashmir. So they are at the same place, but the goods are transported from Bombay to Kashmir and terminates at Kashmir. So the point is the place of supplier or receiver is not important to determine the place of supply when it comes to those transactions which involve movement of goods. The place where delivery terminates is the place where the ownership is passed on shall be critical to determine the place of supply. So with the small example now, so now with the example in our case, the first instance or case one will be understood by you. So I am taking a small example where the supply of goods involves movement of goods. Supply involves movement of goods. Okay. So Mr. A is there. Now in this case, Mr. A of West Bengal and is there. He sells 300 units of computers. Now he sells 300 units of computers to a particular person or company called as Info Trades in Bihar. In Bihar, number one, to be delivered at his office at Jharkhand. Now this guy is placing an order to a person who is there in West Bengal. The person who is placing the order is in Bihar, but he is asked to supply these 300 laptops or computers to a place in Jharkhand. झारखंड में इनको सप्लाई करना है झारखंड में. So what has happened? Now this fellow who is A, who is there in West Bengal, will transport goods from West Bengal and it will start journey here and ends in Jharkhand. So this is the place of origin from where the goods have started transporting and it ends at Jharkhand. So this is the place of supply. So Jharkhand is the place of supply because wherever the transport stops, that is the place of supply because it is assumed that here the ownership transfers from Mr. A to a person in Jharkhand, that is on behalf of Info Traders. So there is a movement of goods from one place to another place. That is, one place is in West Bengal and other place is in Jharkhand. So West Bengal and Jharkhand are two different states. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods. So in this case, we are going to levy IGST because in case of interstate supply of goods or services, IGST is levied. Hope you have understood this particular example. Next one, let's take another example. So this is the second example under the same heading where the supply involves movement of goods, where the supply involves movement of goods. So let's take the example here. The example is, what shall be the supply, what shall be the place of supply and kind of GST. बोले तो कौन सा GST लागू होगा if R of Delhi, R is there in Delhi, makes a supply of goods to G in Gujarat. So G is there in Gujarat and there is a movement of goods. Supply involves movement of goods. So this guy is transporting from Delhi to a person who is there in Gujarat. So the transport starts here and ends here. So the transport terminates at this point and this person is in Delhi. The supplier is in Delhi and it ends at the supply of movement of goods terminates or ends in Gujarat. So this is Gujarat is a place of supply. Gujarat is place of supply from where it has started in Delhi and where it has ended to a place of supply in Gujarat. So the supplier is in Delhi and the place of supply is in Gujarat. Place of supply is in Gujarat. So these two are these two are in different states. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods and we are going to levy IGST. Hope you have understood this particular point. Next one is, now look at the same question, but we have changed some part of the question. What shall be your answer if G is also located in Delhi? But see here, Mr. R is there in Delhi and Mr. G of Gujarat is also in Delhi and the goods are taking place, the movement of goods is taking place from Delhi to Gujarat. So irrespective of whether the buyer and seller are in the same state, as the movement of goods is taking place and ends at Gujarat, so place of supply is Gujarat. But who is supplying? A person from Delhi is supplying. So the supplier is in Delhi and the recipient, that is the place of supply, is Gujarat. So there are two different, one is union territory and one is state. So this is a case of interstate sale, supply of goods and services, or in particular goods. Next one, another example I am taking. Let's understand and give the answer to it. Now, when supply, again, the example is pertinent to supply involves movement of goods. The place of supply in this case will be Gujarat. So this is the answer. The place of supply in this case was Gujarat. So we are going to levy IGST. On the other hand, if G also is located in Delhi, the place of supply will be at Delhi and it will be a case of intrastate. So there is no movement of goods is assumed. Next one. Another example I am taking for your better understanding on supply involves movement of goods. R of Ghaziabad. There is a person in Ghaziabad. There is a person in Ghaziabad comes to Delhi. He comes all the way to Delhi and wishes to buy a washing machine for his residence in Ghaziabad. तो गाजियाबाद का जो पर्सन है, he comes all the way to Delhi and purchases a washing machine for his residence at Ghaziabad. Okay. Now he visited a showroom in Delhi and G agreed to transport. G means the person who is supplying in Delhi and deliver the washing machine to R in his residence in Ghaziabad. So there is a movement of goods which is taking place. It starts from Delhi and ends at Ghaziabad. So the answer is simple and straight. The answer is what will be the place of supply of goods? In this case, the place of supply of goods is the goods have started from Delhi and the transport terminates at Ghaziabad. So the place of supply is Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad, to my knowledge, is in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, or Haryana. Okay, whatever may be the case. But Delhi is different state or union territory, and the goods are supplied to a different state, maybe UP or Haryana. So what will be the situation if R agrees to take the washing machine himself? So look at the answer. So this is the first case is the place of supply in this case shall be Ghaziabad, where the movement terminates for delivery. Hence, it is a case of interstate because Delhi is a union territory and Ghaziabad is in Uttar Pradesh. So, union territory to state is a case of interstate sale supply of goods. So, he will levy on this particular transaction of 20,000 rupees IGST. Now, the second question was the situation will not be different. Look at the second question. The second question is, will the situation be different if R agrees to take the machine himself to Ghaziabad? Now R is telling that I will take the washing machine from Delhi to Ghaziabad on my own. So but please remember there is a movement of goods which is taking place as far as Ghaziabad is concerned and Delhi is concerned and the particular subject matter is concerned. So it doesn't make any difference. Still, it is a case of IGST because the place of supply is from Delhi to Ghaziabad and Ghaziabad is the place of supply. Next one, another example probably. Okay, now we have seen the first case. The first case is now over where movement of goods is taking place. So the answer will be the place of supply will be place of delivery or where the transportation terminates. Now we have seen this part. Now we are going to look at the second situation on the direction of the third person. So in case of somebody directing somebody to supply to somebody, then it is on the direction of the third person, Mr. X has acted, and in this case, the place of supply will be the place of supply of the place of supply will be the place of the third person. So let's take the small example. With that, you will understand. So very important. Before I go into this slide, I will give you some small example. Now let's take this example. So this example will make your life very easy if I am permitted to say so. Let's take a small example where the goods are delivered on the direction of the third person. Okay, so this information is given. The information is given. The supplier and its location is in Jaipur, first case. The location of the buyer, that is the third person, is in Jaipur. And this third person who is in Jaipur, which is a B Limited, sorry, is asking A Limited, who is in Jaipur, to transport goods to M Limited of Bombay. So this is the question. This is the subject matter. These are the people involved. Again, I'm telling you this particular part because if you understand the first example, you will understand the rest of the examples. So in this case, look at this particular point. You just focus on this. This person who is B Limited company is there. He is giving instructions to A Limited to supply goods to M Limited. Means this third person is giving instructions to the first person to supply it to this person. So this is the normal way the merchandise or business takes place. Again, I'm telling you, I am again going to take up this example, this particular example. Pay attention. This guy who is the third person is giving instructions to this person to supply goods to this person, and on instructions of this person, this guy is supplying it to this person. Again, I am explaining. This is very important. Again, I am explaining. A limit, B limited. Okay, this is spelling mistake or typing error. B limited is the third person. He is giving instructions to A limited this, to supply goods to M limited. To supply goods to M limited, and the place of delivery of goods will be at Mumbai. So again, Jaipur wala is giving instructions to another person in Jaipur to supply goods to M Limited at who is in Bombay. In Bombay. So this is the first case. Second case. Let's take the second case. M Limited of Bombay is giving instructions to A Limited of Jaipur to supply goods to B Limited of Jaipur, and the goods have to be supplied by A Limited at Jaipur. This is the second case. Third case. So the third person is giving instructions, who is S Limited of Surat, and is giving advice or direction to A Limited of Jaipur to supply goods to M Limited of Bombay at Bombay. Again, the fourth condition or fourth case, M Limited, who is the third person, is giving instructions to Jaipur A Limited to supply goods to P Limited of Bombay at Mumbai. So these are the cases where the goods are delivered on the direction of the third person. Where the goods are delivered on the direction of the third person. Hope you have understood. So let's look at the answers. Let's look at the answers. What is the place of supply and what is the type of GST, and we are going to find out whether it is a intrastate or interstate, or what type of tax to be levied, whether it is IGST or SGST or and CGST. So let's take the answers now. So the same question is repeated. This is the question. Now these are the answers. Answers are in front of you. This is the answer. This is the solution, I will call it. Okay, let's take up the solution. Let's take the solution. Okay, so B Limited is giving instructions to A Limited to supply goods to M Limited at Bombay. Please remember the simple answer for place of supply. Place of supply is the place where the third person's business is registered. The third person on whose instruction A Limited is supplying to M Limited of Bombay, we have to find out this person's place. This person's place is at Jaipur. So this is a case of supply of this is a case of place of supply, which is Jaipur, because according to section 10 subsection 1 subsection B, place of supply shall be the principal place of business of the third person. That is the this is the buyer. ये जो थर्ड पर्सन है इसका प्लेस कहाँ है? ये है जयपुर में. ये है जयपुर में. और सप्लाई कौन कर रहा है? जयपुर वाला. जयपुर वाला किसको सप्लाई कर रहा है? जयपुर को. जयपुर is in Rajasthan and this Jaipur also is in the same Rajasthan. So this is a case of intrastate, and we are going to levy 50% towards CGST and 50% towards SGST. So hope you have understood. If you have not understood, I am going to take up some more examples for your convenience. Let's take the second example. So we have seen this example now. Let's take the second example. The second example is, this is the third person, M Limited in Bombay. He is giving instructions to Jaipur person to supply it to goods to Jaipur person. So this person is giving instructions to this person to supply goods to this person who is B Limited in Jaipur? So I told you the answer is the third person who is giving instruction is is the place of supply. So the place of supply as per instruction as per section 10 subsection 1 subsection B shall be the principal place of supply of the third person. This is the third person. So look at this. This is the third person. Third person का आंसर ही इधर देखो, ये जो आंसर है ये सब आंसर्स इधर ही है. Okay, hope you understood this. Now let's complete the whole process. So this guy is giving instructions to this guy to supply it to B Limited of Jaipur. B Limited of Jaipur. Now the place where it is supplied is Jaipur, but the place of supply is ये जो थर्ड पर्सन जो इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहा है ये कहाँ है? ये है बॉम्बे में. So place of supply will be Bombay. So place of supply is Bombay, and from where it is supplied? So to which place it is supplied? It is delivered to Jaipur. So Jaipur is in Rajasthan, and Bombay is in Maharashtra. So there are two different states, and in case of supply takes place between two different states, it is a case of interstate supply of goods or services, and in this case we are going to levy a tax called as IGST. Hope you have understood this point. Hope you have understood this point also. Next one, let's take the third example. The third example is on the instructions of S Limited, Surat. This guy is giving instructions to this guy who is A Limited in Jaipur to supply goods to Bombay. So the place of supply of goods, place of delivery of goods is at Bombay, and the place of supply is Surat. So Surat is the guy who is supplying the goods. So Surat is in Gujarat and Mumbai is in Maharashtra. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods, and we are going to levy on this particular transaction something called as IGST. Next one, M Limited of Mumbai is giving instruction to A Limited of Jaipur to supply goods to P Limited at Mumbai. So the goods are supplied or delivered at a place in Mumbai, and the place of supply is Mumbai. So both of them are in the same state, which is Maharashtra, and the place of supply, the answer is the third person who is giving the uh, instruction, who is called as a buyer, is in Mumbai. So the transaction takes place between two places of the similar state, and they are in Maharashtra. Hence, it is a case of interstate. Okay, so small mistake is there. Intra-state supply of goods and services. Intrastate supply of goods and services. So this is clear to you. So with these examples, let's take the discussion further. So where the goods are delivered on the direction of the third person, where the goods are delivered by the supplier to the recipient on the direction of the third person. For example, A, B, C are there. So where the goods are delivered by a supplier, so to a recipient by on the direction of the third person. So in this case, third person, I will name it as TD. This is the supplier, and this is the buyer. This is the buyer. So this third person is giving instructions to EA, who is the supplier, to supply goods to C, who is the buyer. Okay, this is what is the meaning of this particular sentence. So where the goods are delivered by the supplier to a recipient on the direction of the third person, where acting as an agent or otherwise, before or during the movement of goods. Okay, all that stuff. It shall be deemed that the said third person has received the goods. This is very important. It is deemed to be understood that the third person has received the goods. So this person is supplying the goods to this person is the answer. And the place of the supply of such goods will be the principal place of the business of the third person who is giving the instructions. So this is the answer to what we have discussed as far as examples are concerned. Now let's take a small example and we will understand the problem where the goods are delivered on the directions of a third person. R of Delhi, R of Delhi is there, R of Delhi is there, uh, supplied goods to G of Ambala. G is there in Ambala. So Delhi is a union territory and Ambala is in Haryana. Ambala is in Haryana. Number two. Number three. During the movement of goods, G directed. Now G. Now this guy was transporting these goods to this guy. So R is the supplier and G is the recipient. So during the movement of goods, R was being instructed by G to supply the goods to to S of Chandigarh. So S of Chandigarh. S is there in Chandigarh. So here in this case, G is instructing to R that rather than supplying it to me, supplying it to me, you supply it to S of Chandigarh. So this is the third person. This is the third person. This is the supplier. This is the supplier, and this is the recipient of the goods. So I told you in the previous case, the it is deemed that the goods are supplied to the third person. So in this case, it is assumed that the place of supply is Ambala of Haryana, where it has been supplied from Delhi. So place of supply is Ambala in Haryana, and the supplier is in Delhi. So one is union territory and one is state. Two different entities. One is union territory and one is state. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods. Interstate supply of goods, and in this case we are going to levy IGST. So hope this is also clear. Now let's take a second example. Let's take another. This is the sixth example, if I remember. Now, where R of Haryana is there. R of Haryana. Haryana is a different state in India. Books a order to supply toys to J of Jaipur. So J of Jaipur is there. J of Jaipur is there. Jaipur is in Rajasthan. Books an order to supply toys to J of Jaipur. R places the order on G Toys. G Toys. G Toys is there in Mumbai. G Toys is in Mumbai, the manufacturer of such toys, and instructs G to supply goods to Jaipur. So this person who is in Haryana R gives instructions to G Toys of Bombay, who is the manufacturer of toys, to supply the goods to J of Jaipur. So here the answers are there. Look, R is the person who is the third person upon whose instruction G, the manufacturer, who is the supplier, G is the supplier, supplies the goods to a person in Jaipur, which is in Rajasthan. So in this case, please remember the answer as far as place of supply is. It is thought that it is deemed to be a supply to the place of third person. That is, the third person is Haryana, R of Haryana. So this is the place of supply from where it is being supplied in from Bombay. Bombay is in Maharashtra and Haryana is a different states. There is a transaction or supply of goods between two different states. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods. And in case of interstate supply of goods, we are going to levy IGST. IGST. So this is the answer. So you can look at the answer also and IGST. So we have spoken about uh, two important situations where supply involves movement of goods. Number one. Number two, on the third party's instructions, that is the buyer. We consider we are giving the third party is giving instructions to supply goods to a supplier to a buyer. Okay, 3%. Already we have spoken about that. Now the third condition. Now the third situation. Okay, these are the different situations as already spoken at the beginning of the class. So one is movement of goods. We have completed this. On the direction of the third person, we have just now completed this. Now we are going to talk about no movement of goods. No movement of goods will be the third situation. No movement of goods is the third situation. Let's take the third case where supply involves no movement of goods. Where supply involves no movement of goods. There is no movement of goods. For example, uh, for example, Akash Haridas of Aurangabad comes to Pune, comes to Pune and purchases a laptop and purchases a laptop. So now, is there a movement of goods? No, absolutely. There is no movement of goods because this person, Akash Haridas, will purchase the goods and keep in his luggage and take it back to Aurangabad. So the movement is not done, it is automatically taking place. So please understand, movement means when there is a transportation which is involved by the two parties. In this case, there is no transportation involved by either of the buyer or seller. So absolutely there is no movement of goods taking place. In such a case, I shall tell you the answer. The place of supply shall be the location of such goods at the time when it is been supplied. The simple answer is place of supply will be the location of such goods at the time of supply. So I think this is answered, but still if you have doubts, let's take a small example and that will make your happy, your life very, very happy. So let's take a small example. Silk traders of Gujarat sold 20 pieces of silk salwar to Amit traders of West Bengal. So Gujarat is there and West Bengal is there. West Bengal is there. So this Bengal person comes to Gujarat showroom and purchases 20 pieces of salwar, that is Punjabi dresses, and he packs them and keep it in luggage and goes back to Bengal. So there is no movement of goods because this guy has not agreed to transport the goods. Neither this guy has told him to transport the goods. There is no individual movement, separate movement of goods. So it's a big article like a refrigerator or a air cooler or a conditioner, air conditioner or a washing machine. Then there is a movement of goods. Whereas small things can be kept in the luggage and the movement is taking place, and there is absolutely no movement. So in this case, the movement of goods is the place of supply of goods is the place where the goods are. The place of supply shall be the location of such goods. तो कहाँ ये गुड्स को सप्लाई किया है गुजरात के शोरूम में सो द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई इज एट गुजरात सो दिस इज a case of please remember in all these cases where supply involves no movement of goods this is the place of supply is location of such goods at the time of supply at the time of sale or transfer and it is in case of all the time please remember when there is no movement of goods supply involves no movement of goods you have to just remember that this is a case of intrastate within the same state intrastate supply of goods intrastate supply of goods and in this case CGST will be 50% and other 50% will go to SGST. Hope you understood this. Again, I will give you one more example. For example, Mr. S. Ramesh Kumar Mehta of Pune, he goes to Bangalore and purchases one mobile for 70,000 rupees. Now, will Ramesh Kumar Mehta ask the Bangalore person to transport the goods by lorry or a truck or a bus? No. What Ramesh Mehta will tell, okay, I will take the delivery of goods at the counter itself. because he will take the mobile and keep it in his pocket and go back to Pune. So there is no movement of goods. When there is no movement of goods, the place of supply will be location of such goods. The location of such goods were at Bangalore. So the entire amount, the transaction is an example of intrastate supply by by virtue of this particular transaction, and CGST will be 50% and SGST will be 50%. So this is the third condition. So third question also, third situation also is been addressed. Now fourth situation. So we have situation one, situation two, situation three, and we have found out place of supply of such goods or services. Now we are going to talk about the fourth situation and subsequently the fifth situation. Goods are assembled, and the answer is place of supply in such cases where the goods are assembled is place of installation where the goods are installed. So let's look at situation and let's answer the question. So let's take up a small example and then we'll solve the problem. Now, so this is a situation where goods are installed, where goods are installed. Now, where the goods are installed or assembled at a site, the place of supply shall be the place of such installation or assembly. For example, some big machinery is there in Aurangabad and they are installed and assembled in that particular place, which is the site. So, where this assembling or installation is taking place at a site in Aurangabad, So, the place of supply is Aurangabad. Now, let's take a small example, and this example will make you understand the case when the goods are installed or assembled at a site. Now, let's take a small example. The example goes like this. Ramco Limited registered in Bihar. There is a company by name Ramco Limited in Bihar. Now they have opened, these people have opened a new office in Delhi, Ramco Delhi, and it purchases 10 ACs to be installed at Delhi office from Patil Electronics in Bihar. There is somebody called as Patil Electronics in Bihar. And this Bihar people, Patil Electronics, has got an order from these people to supply. These people, Ramco Bihar has given a order to Patil Electronics of Bihar to supply 10 ACs which will be installed in Ramco Delhi office. So these 10 machines will be installed. Big 10 ACs are going to be installed in Delhi office. So in this case, I told you where the goods are installed, or assembled, that place is the place of supply. So the place of supply is Delhi. Now who is supplying? A person called as Patil Electronics of Bihar. So Bihar guy is supplying it to or installing at Delhi. So Bihar is a different state and Delhi is a different union territory. So there is a transaction between one union territory and a other state. So this is a case of interstate, or we call it as a one union territory and one state, that is interstate supply of goods and interstate supply of goods, and we levy on this transaction the value of the goods we are levied to IGST. Hope you have understood it. So I have taken up some examples for your better understanding. Let's understand. So I have got some 4 examples in front of you, and let's understand one by one these different situations. Okay. Now A Limited. Who is the supplier? So supplier, recipient, and the place where the goods are installed. So supplier अलग है, recipient अलग है, और जहां पे लगा रहा है उस goods को, which is called as place of supply, place of assembly or installation. So three different entities are there in the picture. So I told you the simple answer to a situation where the goods are installed. The goods where they are installed is the place of supply. So the place of supply is simple, this one. But still I will give an explanation now. So supplier is A Limited. Who is the buyer? B Limited. And where are the goods assembled in Calcutta? Now second case, where is the supplier? The supplier is supplying from Jaipur to who is the buyer? M Limited in Mumbai. But where is this machines or goods assembled? It is assembled in Surat. The third case, the supplier who is supplying is in Jaipur, and who is the buyer? He is in Surat. But where are the goods installed? The goods are installed in Allahabad, which is in UP. The fourth case, the supplier is in Jaipur, and who is the buyer who is buying it from this guy? M Limited in Mumbai, which is in Maharashtra. And where these goods are installed? These goods are installed in Jaipur. So with these questions in 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 4 sorry, you have to find out first is place of supply, type of transaction, and we have to find out whether we have to levy IGST or the other ones. Let's take the answer. Let's go for the answer. First question, A Limited of Jaipur is a supplier and the buyer is in Jaipur. But where are the goods installed? They are installed in Kolkata. So the place of supply is Kolkata. This is the answer, okay? This is the answer 1. This is the answer 2. Answer 1 is we have to find out the first question answer, which is what is the place of supply. So I told you wherever the goods are installed or assembled, that is the place of supply. So in this case, the place of supply is Kolkata. Number 1. Number 2, we have to find out what type of transaction it is. Now, who is supplying it? Jaipur. Jaipur wala is supplying at Kolkata. Jaipur is in Rajasthan and Kolkata is in West Bengal. So two different states, and this is a case of interstate sale of supply of goods. And on interstate supply of goods, we are going to levy IGST. So next case, A Limited of Jaipur, the recipient who is the buyer, location is in Mumbai, but the goods are installed in Surat. So please remember the simple answer where the goods are installed. The answer is the place of supply is at Gujarat. It is at Gujarat. Okay. So who is supplying? Jaipur person is supplying. Where is supplying? To Gujarat. Jaipur is in Rajasthan and Surat is in Gujarat. So Rajasthan and Gujarat are two different states. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods and services. So and in particular interstate sale of goods, and on interstate sale of goods we levy IGST. So second question also is answered. The third question, A Limited of Jaipur, who is the supplier, who is the seller, we call it, is supplying to whom? The buyer. Who is the buyer? S Limited of Surat. And the goods are assembled at Allahabad, which is in UP. So this is a case of the place of supply is Allahabad, because as we have already understood, where the goods are installed is the place of supply. So place of supply is Allahabad. From where it is supplied? The supplier is in Jaipur. Jaipur to Allahabad, Rajasthan and UP. They are two different states. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods. And we are going to levy IGST. Next one is A Limited of Jaipur, who is the seller or the supplier of goods, is supplying to M Limited of Mumbai, but the installation is taking place at, or the assembling of goods are taking place at Jaipur office. So the place of supply, I already told, the answer is Jaipur. So Jaipur person who is the supplier is supplying it to Jaipur. So both Jaipurs are in same state. So supply is taking place within the state. So this is a case of intrastate, and the answer is CGST plus SGST is levied. So this is clear to all of you. Hope you have understood this. Next one, the last one. The first one was movement of where supply involves movement of goods, supply on the instructions of the third party, supply doesn't involve movement of goods, and the previous one was where the goods are installed or assembled at a site. The last one, the last particular situation is place of supply of goods, goods on board or conveyance, board as conveyance. For example, uh, Pune is there. Pune airport is there. Pune airport is there, and in the airport, you go to airport, from airport to take a flight, and you move to from Pune to, for example, Mumbai. And meanwhile, in between, the air hostess will serve you some goods. Or at Mumbai airport, Pune airport, you will purchase some books or novels like that. So that is the example. Goods which are purchased while you are traveling on train or airlines or ship or bus. So in those cases, the place of supply shall be the location at which such goods are taken on board. The place of supply will be shall be the location at which the goods are taken on board. The goods board के ऊपर लिया है will be the place of supply. So place of supply will be the location at which goods are taken at board. So I will take a small example and then we will understand it. It's very important. Now let's say take a small example. Mr. Mehta is traveling on a cruise liner from Bombay to Goa. Cruise liners बोले तो ship में घूम रहे family के साथ Bombay to Goa trip मार रहे. तो he purchases, Mr. Mehta purchases a book from the in-house store in cruise liner. जो cruise liner है ना, इतना बड़ा ship, उसमें एक shop है, उस shop में से कुछ books खरीदा. किसने? मेहता ने. तो अभी ये ship उस टाइम में कहाँ था? मालूम नहीं कहाँ था. ये बॉम्बे और गोवा के बीच में था. बॉम्बे और गोवा के बीच में वेस्ट बंगाल भी आ सकता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और कर्नाटक भी आ सकता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. सो वी डोंट नो व्हाट शुड बी. So this guy is supplying the goods. This guy who is a bookseller is supplying goods to Mr. Mehta. Now Mehta is purchasing 1,000 rupees of goods. Now there is a supply of goods. So this guy has to levy GST. Now he is confused, IGST or CGST and SGST, because if in case of interstate it is IGST, but in case of interstate SGST and CGST, but he is confused what to levy. So in such cases the simple answer is, ये जो बुक्स जो है वो ये शॉप में जब रखा था, कहां से खरीदा था. दिस बुक्स वर बोर्डेड फ्रॉम बॉम्बे. बॉम्बे के जब वो शिप आया था, बॉम्बे में बोर्ड किया गया था. बॉम्बे में बोर्ड किया गया था. बोर्डेड बोले तो रखा गया था. बॉम्बे से ये बुक्स को रखा गया था. दिस बुक्स वर बोर्डेड फ्रॉम मुंबई. So registered place of business of the bookshop is Bombay. So place of location of the supplier is in Maharashtra, because Bombay is in Maharashtra and the supply of goods in this case will be Maharashtra. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods and services, and in interstate supply of goods and services we are going to levy CGST and SGST. So for example, अभी ship है, ये ship कहाँ से चालू हुआ? फॉर एग्जाम्पल कश्मीर से चालू हुआ, और कश्मीर के उधर उन्होंने एक 100 बुक्स इस पर्टिकुलर बुक स्टॉल में डाल दिया. सो द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई इज वेयर द बुक्स आर और द गुड्स आर बोर्डेड ऑन द क्रूजर और द शिप. सो द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी कश्मीर. सो in this case interstate supply of goods is, and for example this a person who is supplying the goods is registered in Bangalore. So Bangalore person is supplying it to Kashmir. So it is a interstate. So registered person supplying at Kashmir. So this is a case of interstate supply of goods and services. So tomorrow Again, we will be joining at the same time. And any doubts are there, we will take up the new topic, place of supply of services. Tomorrow we are going to join again at the same time, and we'll be discussing about place of supply of services. Now, today what we have seen place of supply of goods. Tomorrow we are going to talk about place of supply of services. So thank you so much for your patience listening.